forgot to take off my slippers. So we'll start standing with our feet comfortably under our hips, toes pointed forward. Okay, finding your feet under you, lifting tall through the spine, and back up a little bit. Letting the shoulders relax, the tailbone drop. And so just start by lifting and lowering the heels and breathing, right? If you want to bring your arms into it, we'll do a few breaths this way so we can kind of ground in and start our deep breathing. So inhaling as we rise up onto the toes and exhaling back down. So just a few breaths, breathing a little fuller. And balancing. One more. Lifting up and floating back down. Good. And then we'll lift one leg in front and hold. You can use your arms to help you or whatever you need. Focus on a point. Good. Staying nice and lifted. And we'll put that foot down and switch. Other leg floats up in front. Good. And hold. Breathe. Good. Again, lifting tall. And bring that foot back down. So we're going to bring our arms out in front of us, kind of like you're hugging a tree, right? So the rounded arms with your hands apart from each other. Good. And then we'll start by just twisting to the side, our tree hug. Just kind of going side to side, letting your torso twist as you breathe. Starting kind of gently, side to side. And then you can add even a little bit more twist of your body, letting your pelvis come into it, even your legs, kind of really twisting the body side. Your feet might move and come off the ground a little bit. Good. And then coming back to center, we're going to open our arms apart, lift our heart, and then we're going to bring our arms back to where they were and let your upper back and shoulders round. Right? So keeping that rounding in the upper half of our back. So open on the inhale, lift the heart, and on our exhale, bringing the arms back and rounding the shoulders. It should feel nice stretching your shoulders. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Inhale, open, lift, exhale, round. Good. And then back to standing with our arms here. We're going to lift our arms up over our head in this position. Right? So your tree's on top of your head. Kind of curl the tailbone under a little bit. Just go side to side. So want to hold your hips, your pelvis nice and still and supported while you take some side bends here. So just bend and lift. Bend and lift. And breathe. So rounding our arms like this, I feel is helpful for kind of getting the stretch in through that shoulder and arm a little better in our side as well. And then coming to the top, let your arms go ahead and straighten and float down and relax. You might shake them out a little bit. And we'll just circle our hips around, hula hoop the hips, kind of letting everything go, letting our joints move. Big circles, and then the other direction. My cat's been hanging close by me lately when I'm teaching. Okay, and then we'll come center and bring your arms out and just move your rib cage side to side. So stay lifting tall and holding our bottom half still, just kind of taking our rib cage side to side. Somebody were pulling your arm. And then we'll circle the rib cage. Forward side, back side, forward side, back side, and the other way. kind of loosening up that thoracic area a little bit. All right, and then just relax your arms. So we'll come to the end of our mat and go roll down wherever you want to be. And just start standing here. Inhale, exhale, letting our head, neck, shoulders, arms relax as we roll down and hang. So letting the knees bend and straighten, relaxing our head and neck and shoulders. Take off the sock here. Stripping. And then we're going to just walk our hands away from our feet to come into pike, spreading our fingers wide, letting our knees be a little bent so we can elongate our spine, lift the tailbone, and stretch those heels down. Hopefully letting the body just kind of move as it wants to. If you like to sway a little side to side, or if you want to kind of rock a little forward and back. A nice stretch in the back of our legs. Lifting that tailbone. And maybe walking our hands a little farther away, kind of coming into more of a plank, or all the way into a plank if you like. Whatever feels good to you today, and take some deep breaths. You might have your hips a little higher, or they might come down all the way to plank, and breathe. We'll lower ourselves to the mat, either bending the elbows to lower slowly, or just bring your knees under you and come around to the back. So we'll start with our, we'll start on our back with our feet lined up with our hips like we usually do, arms by our side. And just finding yourself here in this position. Relax everything. A nice deep breath, and then as we exhale, we're going to tilt that tailbone up and peel off of the mat into a bridge. The top of our bridge, relaxing our shoulders, pressing our hips up, adjusting feet if they need it. And then next exhale, melting the spine down, one bone at a time. And then again, relax and inhale. Exhale, peel off the mat. And then we're going to take our arms over our head, lie them on the floor behind us, and let them relax there. And then exhale down. So let the spine melt down. Good. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, and exhale, curl up and reach by our legs. Okay, just kind of stretch those arms. Lifting our arms up by our ears, lie back down, arms overhead as we inhale. Exhale, peel off the mat. So we'll just do this little combo a few times, right? Inhale at the top. Exhale, melting our spine back down. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, we curl up and reach. And then lift the arms up as you stay here, and then lay back down, arms overhead. Exhale, peel off the mat. Good. Relaxing the shoulders, inhale. Exhale, articulate down. Inhale, arms to the ceiling. Exhale, curl up and reach. And lift those arms. Lie back down, arms overhead. Great. Exhale, peel off the mat. Inhale, pressing the hips up. Exhale, melt the spine down. Inhaling, arms lift. Exhale, curl up and reach. And then arms lift. We lie back down on the mat. Nice deep breath. peel off the mat one more time, right? Into our bridge. Good. Pressing the hips up here and melting the spine down. And then just let your pelvis relax on the ground, your arms relax over your head. Sway the knees side to side. Little twist of our low back. Side to side windshield wiper movement. All right, and then with our knees back up to the top, clasp your hands behind your head and let your knees open apart. Right, so our feet are together. Right. Inhale here, and then on the exhale, float the hips up a little bit. Inhale, lower the hips down. Exhale, float them up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower. One more time. Press the hips a little bit off the ground and lower back down. Inhale. And relaxing our hips, we're going to exhale and curl up. So just pressing head and shoulders up. Inhale, lie back down. Exhale, press up. With our knees open, inhale, lay back down. That nice hip opening. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lie down. This time we're going to press up and stay here. Just stay with your head and shoulders floated off the ground and do a side bend. Elbow toward knee and back to center. Side bend the other way. Back to center. Supporting head with hands. Side bend and back. Side bend and back. The head doesn't have to be very high off the ground. Last one. And then when we come to center, lower your head, relax your head and shoulders down, lift your knees. Great. And then we're going to bring one leg into tabletop and then the other leg into tabletop. Hands still clasped behind our head. Inhale, exhale, press the head and shoulders up. And we're going to do toe touches, right? So you're going to reach one. I like to do heel touches. So you're going to reach one leg away from you. Exhale it back. Bending from the top of the leg. Inhale the other leg away and bring it back. Inhale leg away. However far it wants to go, right? It doesn't have to go all the way to the ground. Exhale back, supporting our head with our hands. Inhale away. Exhale back. Away. Now, when both legs are up, take a little break. Just relax here. And now we're going to come back up and do it again. So bringing legs up. Inhale, exhale, press up. And then we're going to add just a little rotation. So we're going to bring our right leg away and rotate to the left. And bring everything center. Reach the left leg away, rotate to the right. And center. Just a little upper body rotation, right? And center. The toe touches with the rotation. The movement is however big it will be for you today, right? Inhale away, exhale back. And when you're even on both sides and you come back to the top, relax down, hug your knees, rock your body, everything relax. And then we're going to stretch our right leg in, stretch your left leg on the mat, and just kind of stretching our legs away from each other. And then we're going to bring that right leg into tabletop. And we're going to keep it bent here and take the leg across the body and lift, and then open it out to the side and lift. So a little side to side movement. Thigh goes open, back to the top, cross, back to the top, open, back to the top, cross, and then stay here. Grab hold of your shin or underneath your knee with your hands, kind of just grab hold there. Inhale. As you exhale, you're going to curl up and lift, just kind of float that left leg up. And then lie back down and lower the leg as you inhale. Exhale, curl up and float that left leg up. Maybe about halfway. Inhale, lay back down. Exhale, curl up, float that leg up. Inhale, lie back down. Exhale again, float the leg as you curl up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, curl up. Good. Inhale, lower and relax here. Now we're going to stretch our left leg in, right leg out. And again, stretching the legs away from each other. Give that left leg a nice pull in toward the shoulder. And then we'll bring it into tabletop, right? And then your arms can be wherever you want them by your side. Take your leg across and lift and open. And lift. Cross, top, and open. Turn, across, and open. Kind of fanning that leg side to side. Cross the body, rolling off your hip a little bit, opening the hip a little bit. And then we come back to the top, grab hold of that leg underneath your knee. Inhale, exhale, curl up and float your right leg up. Inhale, lie back down. Exhale, curl up and float that leg up. Inhale, lie back down. A few more times. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Inhale down. One more. Exhale up. Inhale, lie down. And then we're going to draw that right leg in. Switch again. Stretch your left leg out and straighten your right leg to the ceiling. So we'll give this leg a stretch. You're welcome to grab hold of a strap or band to stretch your leg if you want. Give this leg a nice little stretch here. And move your foot as well. Whatever feels good to your leg. Make sure our left leg is anchored down on the ground. And then with our leg as straight as we can, foot flexed, take it across the body to get that stretch, just however far you need to go till you feel that stretch going up the side of your leg into your hip. Just take a couple breaths there. And then lifting the leg and opening that leg out to the side. Keep it high and straight. And this left hip down. Good. And lift back up. And then we're going to do circles. So if you want to do circles with a band, you're welcome to keep a band on your leg. Otherwise, have your arms out from your side. Take that leg across, down, around, and lift. Anchoring our left leg, but the right leg can bend if it needs to, right? So just making a few big circles in that direction. Anchoring that left leg. Relaxed shoulders. And then at the top, reversing our circles, out, down, across, and lift. Little pause at the top of our circle. Last one. And then when we get to the top of our circle, go ahead and hug that knee in. And then we'll switch by stretching our left leg in, stretching our right leg out, and straightening that leg. If you want to put a strap or a band around your foot, you can. However you want to stretch your leg and give it a nice stretch, flexing and pointing the foot if you'd like also, or circling. And then getting our leg as straight as we can, foot flexed, taking it across the body, finding that stretch through there and breathe to it. Not our favorite stretch, right? Because it always hurts. But it's good. It's good for us. We need it. And then we'll lift and open that leg out, keeping our right hip down. Try to keep this leg as high and straight as we can. We'll add after stretch there. And lift back up. And again, if you want to use a band around your foot, great. Otherwise, arms by our side, knee can be bent. We're going to take that leg across, sweep it down, around, and up. So really breathe, really breathing with circles and anchoring through that right leg. Shoulders relaxed. Really about the hips, a lot about the hips, the circles are. And then we're going to reverse our circles. Hip mobilization, right? And breathe. And when you get to the top of your circle, hug your knee in. We're going to stretch both legs in, hug the knees in. You might like to curl into a ball. That feels good to you. Give your back a little stretch. And then lie down. And we're going to bring our legs in the air. So your arms can just be by your side. And then with your knees a little bent, crossing your ankles one over the other. So knees are however bent, somewhat bent here. And we're just going to lift our hips this way. So you're going to bring your legs toward your head and then sort of lift them up toward the ceiling. You can use your arms to press up. So inhale, exhale, legs toward head and lift to lift our hips off the ground. Another way to do our hip hops. Try not to let your neck get tense, okay? So inhale, exhale, lift. Use your arms. Or you don't have to lift very high. It's about the low belly muscles. Little lift. Good. Last one, and then when you bring your hips back down, relax, grab hold, bend your knees, grab hold of your feet, and let your body rock side to side. If you're able to grab your feet, but you can also grab someplace else and just do a little rock here. You might want to straddle the legs and rock. Ooh, that feels good to you. Rocking is such a good thing to do. Our body, our nervous system. All right, then we'll come center, bring our feet back in, hold on to the left foot, stretch the right arm and leg on the mat, and just do a stretch here, reaching through your heel, reaching through your arm. And then bring the right side together, stretching through the left heel, left arm. And then both arms and both legs stretch. So do a little reach and relax, reach and relax. Should feel good in your hips and shoulders. Yeah. Your side. All right. And then we'll go ahead and relax, open our legs a little bit more, our arms into that wide V, feet flexed, and bring one arm over to the other and stretch across, reaching for that hand, pulling ourselves onto our side, and then opening back out. Take it to the other side and reach. Spiraling our body. So a couple more times, stretch across. And to the other side. And onto our back. And we'll bring our legs together when we come onto our back. Sweep our arms down. You might want to pull one leg in to help you roll up, or wedge your hands under your back. We'll stretch our legs out and in front of us. Lift our sits bones and stretch over the legs. A little stretch here. And then we'll bring ourselves into a little bit of a straddle. So the legs into a kind of a narrow straddle here. And lift the sits bones and sit tall. So let the knees bend if they need to sit tall, right? We're going to bring our arms out in front of us. We're going to start with some circling of the arms. So take one arm down and back, up and around, and follow it, right? And the other arm down, back, up and around. So sitting nice and tall, alternating, however slow or fast you want to do your circles, but not too fast. Let the elbow bend if it needs to. Right, careful of the shoulders. Making our circles, and then we're going to go the other way. So up, back, down, and around. Lifting as you lift your arm, lifting the spine as we lift our arm, circling it around and back. And breathe. Some thoracic rotation, some shoulder mobility. Good. And when you come back around, you're even on both sides. Relax your arms, relax your legs. And we're going to sit tall again. Again, the knees can be bent as much as they need to. Bring your arms forward. We're going to lift our arms, both arms by our ears, and feel our spine grow tall. And then we're going to hinge forward. So the back is flat. Hinge forward. Then let your arms come directly in front of you and stack your spine back up. Again, same thing. Reaching the arms or kind of lifting the spine, really. It's not really reaching the arms. Flat back, hinge forward. And then let your arms come a little lower and stack your spine back up and lift. Almost like a circle, right? Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, exhale, stack back up. Again, lift the spine, hinge, flat back. Arms come a little bit forward and stack back up. And then we're going to roll onto our side. Keep your legs in this position. Roll onto whatever side is facing the screen. This is different, okay? And lay on your arm. Lift your legs a little bit. And this arm can be here or on the ground. You're going to sweep the legs. Sweep, sweep. So if you need support, just put this hand on the ground. If you want to add more challenge, you can have your arm in the air. Sweep, sweep, and breathe. And also, if you're bothers your hip at all, you might roll back a little bit onto the butt muscle, right? And breathe. Good. And then whatever the top leg comes forward again, lift that leg up to circle around, sweep yourself back to sitting with your legs out and your arms in front. Okay, and then again, lift the spine, tall, arms up, hinge forward, let your arms lower a little bit, stack the spine back up, lift, tall, inhale, exhale, hinge forward, arms start to lower, and we stack the spine. One more time, lift, feeling that mobility in our spine, flex forward, and then stack the spine up, and we're going to roll to our other side. So the back arm comes down, we slide onto our side with our legs in the straddle, and we're going to sweep, sweep. And this arm can be up if you can in the air or hand on the ground. And breathe. Legs are nice and straight. I'm like a cross-country ski, right? Sweeping those legs. Whenever the top leg goes forward, go ahead and circle it up to help you roll back up to sitting. I'm off my mat, but that's okay. And we're going to take whatever hand is forward of the screen behind us, and we're going to rotate back and stretch. So back saw, right? And then come back up to sitting tall, and this hand behind us, rotate back and stretch away. And sit tall, and rotate and reach. So we're kind of spiraling our body back and reach. Now, if you want, you can add lifting the hips off the ground, if that's doable for you, as you stretch back and then lower them. Side to side. Last one. Come back around to facing forward. You can bring yourself with the legs together or in line with the hips, bend the knees a little bit. We're going to hold underneath our thighs. Just moving myself down my mat. Okay. Inhale. As we exhale, we're going to curl back, and then we're going to, as we come down, we're going to pull our legs with us and pull them in, right? So we're on our back. We don't have to lay your head down. Just come back to the rib cage or shoulder blades. Inhale. Exhale, press legs into hands to roll back up, right? That's all. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, round back. And as you round back, you're going to pull the legs in. Head stays lifted. Inhale, exhale, press hands into legs to gracefully come back up. Good. Inhale, bend, exhale, round back. And bring the knees in. Inhale, exhale, press into the hands to roll back up. One more time. Inhale, exhale, back. Inhale, exhale, up. Good. And then stretch over your legs. Take a little stretch here. All right, and then we're going to come onto our side. I have to keep moving my mat. Okay, pick a side. Laying on our arm with our legs together. Keep those legs tight together, and we're just going to relax the top half of our body and lift and lower the bottom half. So on the exhale, we float the legs up. Inhale, float them down. Exhale up, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Legs are tight together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now relax your legs, and we'll do the top half. So inhale, exhale, kind of using our bottom arm to press up a little bit, and then inhale back down, right? Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower down. Doesn't matter how high you press up, just a little bit is okay. You'll feel the engagement in your side body, right? Exhale, press up. You can use your top hand on the ground to help you. Exhale up, inhale, lower. Now relax down for a moment. We'll put it together. Nice deep breath. Exhale, legs and torso. Inhale, lower. Exhale up. Inhale down. And it might help the neck if you just have your gaze down instead of forward. Exhale up. Inhale down. Exhale up. And relax down on this one. Moment. Good. Take a breath. All right, next exhale, we're going to float our legs up, just the legs a little bit, and then take your top leg up and down. Okay, so just lengthening that top leg up and down, like you're sort of lengthening it as you move it up and down. And breathe. Inhale, lower, exhale, lift. Breathe, nice full breath. Then next time it lowers, relax both legs for a moment. Give them a break. And then one more time, inhale, exhale, both legs float up, and then hold your top leg still as you relax your bottom leg, and then squeeze it back up. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze. Feel like we're squeezing from the very top of our thighs to lift that bottom leg up, right? Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale, squeeze. Good. And relax both legs down. Let the knees bend. Maybe you want to, kind of hit your hip muscles a little bit. All right, we're going to come up onto our elbow and having our elbow under our shoulder. Make sure you've got it in the right place. Straighten your top leg. Okay, find your alignment. And then this top hand, we're going to be bringing this hand behind our hip a little bit and looking up toward the ceiling, right? Slightly back, palm face up. And then we'll lift that arm. We're going to rainbow it, really pressing into the ground with your arm, your bottom arm. Touch the floor in front of you at a diagonal. So it's a little diagonal movement. And we rainbow it back and lift and rainbow it, touch down. And then if you want to add the hips, you can, if that's doable for you. So as we lift the arm, we can lift the hips and then touch the fingers to the ground, lift, lower the hips as the arm comes back, lift the hips, lift the arm, rainbow it forward, lift, and rainbow it back. Good. So with the hips up as you rainbow, or you can just leave the hips on the mat. Next time your arm comes back, you can relax your arm and go ahead and press up to sitting, maybe with the legs folded next to you if that's doable. And just let this arm come up and do a bit of a side stretch here. And then we'll stretch that hip by crossing the top leg over the bottom leg in whatever way you like to stretch your hip. On this side, I'd like to stack my legs and fold forward, but there are various ways to do it, as we know. I let everybody choose their own. And if you want to also, of course, we can move our shoulders and our neck around a little bit too while we're here. Let them relax and release. It's finally raining here. Finally. So nice. Getting some rain. Okay, we're going to come up and onto our other side. Oh, joy. We have two sides. So lie down on the arm, the legs glued together, and we're just going to lift and lower the legs to start with, right? So inhale, exhale, float them up. Inhale, float them down. Keep them together. Your feet can be flexed or whatever you prefer, but just keep those legs tight together. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. They don't have to lift high, right? It's whatever it is. Good. And then relax the legs, just the top half. Exhale, press up. Inhale, lower down. Using our bottom arm to press us up a little bit off the ground. We're really getting into our side muscles in various ways here. Right. And then relax for a moment. Just let your head and arms relax, your shoulders, and then we'll put it together. So inhaling here, exhale, both float up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down. Again, you might look down to help your neck. Good, and breathe. I noticed my movement on this side is a lot smaller than the movement on the other side. So you might find both sides different. Okay, relax down for a moment. Take a little break, and then we're going to float both legs up again and continue the top leg up and down. If you don't want to keep your bottom leg up, you can relax it on the ground if you want to. So, but that top leg is just going to lift and lower, lengthening and lengthening. Just feel like you're lengthening that leg a little bit. Breathe. All right, and then relax your legs. Take another break. Then we're going to float both legs up. Bottom leg relaxes. Squeeze it back up. Inhale, relax, exhale, squeeze, so that you're feeling like you're lifting from the top of your thigh here. Squeeze. We're not trying to squeeze our feet together. We're trying to squeeze our upper part of our legs together. Good. And relax your legs. Let your knees bend if you want to kind of, sometimes it requires a little massage. We'll come up onto our elbow. Make sure your elbow's under your shoulder in the right place. Straightening our top leg. Finding our alignment, pressing into the ground, bringing this top arm back, palm facing up. We're just going to kind of open. And then we're going to rainbow that arm across and touch down. And then lift, open just behind our hip. And then just in front of us as we rainbow it forward. If you want to add the hip lift, as we lift our arm up, we lift our hip, we touch down, lift, and we lower the hip as the arm goes back. Right, optional. Breathe. And of course, your hips can go up for part of the time and not for part of the time as well. Right? Last one, and when we open and lower, we can go ahead and bring ourselves up to sitting. And you can bring your legs wherever they need to be. Take a side stretch. Finding whatever's comfortable for you on this side. And then we'll stretch that hip. So crossing that leg over and finding the hip stretch that you like to do. Of course, moving the head and neck, the shoulders, that as well to kind of release any tension in there. Okay, so we'll go ahead and come up onto our all fours for just a little bit. And move our spine. Getting warm. Spreading the fingers wide. Right? And just letting your tailbone curl under and round. You might press your hips back to your heels and lift up. Come into an arch. But feel free to do whatever kind of a sort of cat-cow type movement you like to do to move your spine. And then we'll bring ourselves to neutral. So your neutral spine here. And take your hips to the left. And then look over your left shoulder. If you're trying to look at your hip. And then come back to center. Take the hips to the right and look over our right shoulder. We'll sort of bend to your head to the right. And come back to center. And again, hips to the left, head bends to the left. You could think of also bringing your left ear toward your left shoulder, right? Back to center, hips to the right, right ear toward right shoulder. Get a stretch in our side, just going side to side. And then coming back to center. Tuck the toes into the mat, float the knees up, press the hips up, so pike the body, and then lower the knees down, slowly back down. And again, float the knees, pike the body up, bringing ourselves down where we started. One more time, float the knees, pike the hips, and bringing ourselves back down to the knees. Press back to your heels for a moment. Stretch your arms out. Good. And then come up and bring the right foot between the hands. Stretch the left leg back. And we're going to just kind of come into a lunge. You can find the amount of lunge that feels good to you. Your leg can stay on the ground as well. Kind of move in and out of it, just depending on where you're at, how comfortable lunging is for you. You can just make it work for you. Whether the leg is up or down. Maybe eventually lowering that leg. So we're going to put our left hand on the ground next to our foot, maybe out a little bit from the foot. Take your right arm out and look up. Follow that arm to the ceiling. If you can just do a twist to the right here. Lift that arm. And bring it back down to the mat. And we'll bring our right leg under us. Bring our left foot forward and come into a lunge. Again, a high lunge, or your right leg can be on the ground like mine has to be. You can move in and out of it, just finding whatever feels good to your body. here. We get a good hip flexor stretch. Right? And then with our right hand on the ground, maybe a little bit farther away, if it needs to be, taking our left arm out and up to the ceiling, following that arm up. So we do a little bit of a thoracic rotation here, a couple breaths. Good, and bring that hand back. Go ahead and bring both knees under, and we're going to come onto our belly. So let's come into a swan position with our arms close by our side, and hands will be somewhere around your ear shoulder area, right? Whatever is comfortable for you. It all depends on your back. So we're going to press our forearms into the ground, and we're going to keep them on the ground, and we're just going to press our head, chest, and head, neck, and chest up, right? And then lower back down. So you can think of peeling the top of your body off the mat, right? So pressing up, but keep those arms pressing into the mat as you lift and lower. Good, kind of lengthen out and up, and then lower back down. Almost like we're articulating our upper spine up and down, right? But feel like your arms are helping you by pulling down toward your waist a little bit. You feel your elbows kind of pull down toward the waist. All right, and then relax. Then we're going to go ahead and press our head and chest up again with our arms on the ground. And then we're going to lift our left leg and lower it. Lift the right leg and lower it. So we're going to keep our head, chest, and neck pressing up as we alternate lifting the legs. And let your gaze be slightly forward and down, right? Head in line with the neck and the spine. Good. Just alternating. And relax down for a moment. Take a little break. And then again, we're going to lengthen our head, chest, and neck off the ground. And you're going to take one arm and reach over your head like you're trying to grab something. And pull it back. And then the other arm reaches and pull it back. And then alternating that reach. So reach and pull that elbow down. Reach and pull it in. Reach, pull it in. Staying lifted, however high. This is where you might want a blanket or a pillow under your chest, right? To help support you. Reach and pull it in. Reach and pull it in. Reach. One more. And then when your arms come down, back down, bring yourself down onto the mat and relax. Maybe let your forehead rest on the mat. And then we're going to come up. We're going to bring both hands behind us. Rest the hands stacked on your tailbone area, low back, right? So kind of pull the shoulders back. And we're going to lift our head and chest up. Reach the arms back. So release the hands, just reach and lift. And then bend the elbows, hands behind the back as you lower down. And then again, reach and lift. And lower down, bending elbows. And again, lift up, reach. And bring it back. And one more. Reach and lift. And relax down. Good. Let your hands come under you. And we'll come up onto our knees and stretch back into child's pose. Stretch our back out a little bit. Might like your knees together or apart, whatever feels good to you. Oh, good. Okay, we're going to come up from there. And just bringing ourselves back to sitting on the mat. Go ahead and take hold of one leg, whichever one. It's just you and me. Take hold of one leg. Roll back until you find your rib cage and your shoulder blades on the mat. Right? But your head and shoulders lifted, and you're going to pull, pull, and switch. Inhale, pull, exhale, switch. Pull and switch. Single straight leg stretch. And then stop. Whatever leg is up, whatever's down, bring your hands behind your head, clasping our hands. And we're going to add rotation. So you're going to switch, elbow toward that top knee, switch as you rotate. Through center and rotate. Through center and rotate. Through center and rotate. And breathe. How can you not breathe? Very invigorating. All right. And then whatever leg is up, bring your other leg up as you come center. Hug your knees, relax your body. Good. And if you're able to, rock on your spine, roll on your back, do a little rock and roll. Otherwise, you can come up a different way. Nice if you can rock on your back. And then we'll eventually come up to sitting, straddle our legs, reach our arms out, inhale tall, rotate, grounding those hips in as we stretch across, and then lifting tall, inhaling, exhale, twist, maybe using our back hand to help propel us forward, or reaching that back hand away from us, right, from the front arm, and you get a nice big stretch through your shoulders that way. So, anchoring the hips. Just until we're even on both sides, or you feel like you're pretty stretched out, and you can come up and relax your arms and give your shoulders a little shake. Move your head around. I really feel my neck today. All right. Thanks for coming, and I will go ahead and do this.
Thank you.